The Bass Blitz from Triton Boats. We take America fishing.
Well, in the wintertime, throughout most of the country, it's going to be cold, but there's still ways to catch bass. And you've got finesse fishing, spinner baits, whatever you like, but I like to throw a rattle bait. So does Wayne here. So tell me about them.
I like throwing a rattle bait in early winter time because when the temperature drops, we can cover a lot of water with it, and it also mimics the size of the bait fish.
Awesome. So when you're fishing a rattle bait, what are you going for when you're choosing one out of the tackle box?
It depends on the water conditions and the temperature outside. I like to throw a red-eye shad. It's got the better, tighter wiggle, and you can rip it out of the grass and it stays straight when you pull it out. Sometimes when the grass is still pretty thick, I'll have to go to a rattle trap because it stays higher in the water column and it just hangs there better and it can get to it. When the grass is gone, I'll go to a heavier, say a Lucky Craft bait, and then it'll dive deeper and then stay on the bottom better.
Is there any difference in the size? I see you got all different sizes in there. What determines what size you use? Just the forage around, or?
Yeah, a lot of times I'll pick the size by the size of the bait. Normally at Guntersville, we use a bigger bait because they're mainly keying in on gizzard shad, where everywhere else in the country they're keying in on thread fins. So it depends on the forage, and that's how I pick mine.
Do you find color makes a huge difference in fishing these, or what do you think?
Certain times, depends on water clarity. A lot of times during the winter, the water get real muddy, and so the darker colors with the reds and the blacks on them, they tend to have a better shot because they can find it in the mud. But in the clear water, we like to use the shad patterns because they can see it better.
Well, even though it's winter time, I still like to fish aggressive, and these are great baits to do it with. I just can't drag a worm along. It's just not for me.
Right, yeah. The worm's real slow. You can actually work these really slow depending on the cover on the bottom. If it's a muddy bottom, you can just creep it along and it'll just kick up a little bit of mud, and so they think it's a crawdad.
Right.
But in other situations where there's grass on the bottom, you really got to rip it and try to find that reaction bite.
So you can still get that reaction strike even when it's cold out there, just ripping it past them. Boom, they may not even be hungry, but they'll hit it. It's a good way to get them.
Absolutely, yeah. They're opportunistic eaters, so they're going to eat when they see it. And if it's close to them, they're going to get it.